Hi, welcome to Cozy Stitches with Stina. In today's video, I'm going to give you a crash course on being a beginner crocheter. We're going to talk briefly about yarn, crochet hooks, and the basic utensils you'll need to start your first project. First, we talk about yarn. So when you're going to get yarn, this section of the label is going to be your best friend because of all the information it gives you. It tells you how thick the yarn is going to be, the recommended size crochet hook for the thickness of the yarn, and then it also tells you how to take care of it. So if you were to make a blanket or a scarf, you know how to take care of it afterwards. So the medium 4, like I said, is just showing you, or telling you, I should say, the thickness of your yarn. It doesn't really matter if you're just going to be using one skein of yarn to make, say, a hat. But what if you want to make a blanket and it's multicolored? You would want your yarn to be the same size, the medium 4, so that way everything looks a little bit more cohesive. Next, the crochet hook. Now this gives you two different numbers. It gives you the 5.5 and then the USL 9. When it comes to crochet hooks, they don't always show both numbers, but mine actually does show it, the L9, I'm so sorry, and then the 5.5. So this lets me know this is the perfect size crochet hook that is recommended for this type of yarn. Now, when it comes to crochet hooks, there are many different kinds. Here's another one that is very similar to that. However, look at this one. It just says 10 mm and then the N, which is fine. And it's a different material. It's plastic. And the hook part is just a smidge different, but it's still a crochet hook. I would suggest whatever crochet hook you get, make sure it's something comfortable that fits in your hand really well. And if you don't have one that does fit in your hand well, you can always get something similar to this where it just slides on your crochet hook and it just gives you like a little grippy. So when you're crocheting, it's thicker, so it's easier for you to grab, and it's a little bit more comfortable than holding on to this tough material. The only thing that I have left to really talk about is making sure that you have a darning needle on hand, so that way you can sew in your ends, and then obviously a nice pair of scissors, so that way when you make cuts, they don't get all frilly. So that is important, but not a must. So a brief summary of everything: making sure that you look at the label of your yarn and making sure the weight medium 4 is similar on bigger projects with different colored yarn, making sure you're using the recommended size crochet hook, and then also how to take care of it afterwards, making sure that you have a crochet hook that feels comfortable in your hand. It's because you don't want to crochet something and not feel comfortable and be miserable. And then also, of course, the darning needle and scissors to make sure that you can sew in your ends really well and they are hidden, and then of course to make nice cuts of your yarn when need be. I know I just threw a lot of information at you, but it was a crash course. I hope that you feel like you gained some knowledge and a better understanding of the basics of crocheting. Listen, crocheting should be fun and relaxing and not stressful. That is my whole goal with my platform, is to help you feel like you can do this, that it's not too overwhelming. So give yourself some grace, enjoy the video. If you need to rewatch it again, by all means, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so that way you get notified every time that I make a video. If you have any questions or concerns, please make sure you leave a comment and I will get to you as soon as I possibly can.